Best of R / Tales from Tech Support episode 115. Subscribe for Reddit videos daily. Small town tech support here. Had a user get internet from local ISP, one of two options, but they couldn't get things to work. Apparently, while trying to connect her router they had blown up the router and had to replace it. She told me a tale of sparks, smoke, and a little fire was involved. So, they had gotten another router, plugged it in, and couldn't get internet on her PC. She said they were there for about 4 hours trying to get it to work. They gave up and just left. Great ISP, and not a surprise was had as they had a crappy rep to begin with. So I stopped by after my shift at another job and took a look. After a couple of seconds I informed her that I discovered the issue. I ran over to my workshop, grabbed an RJ45 cable, Ethernet cable for non-techs, and used it to replace the RJ11 that was going from the router to her PC. RJ11 being a phone cable. Yes, it fits. But it also doesn't fit. It's too small. Internet worked. Charged $15 for the cable and labor and got another tale of woe about this particular ISP to tell my customers about. Thank you. Next. Background. I owned a small software company. The non-profit organization down the hall asked us if we would donate an hour once a week to help with IT, Active Directory and Exchange stuff. The manager there was a friend of mine from outside work. I agreed since it felt like a nice pro bono thing to do for a cause I supported, and she promised to be a gatekeeper. And for a long while it worked out quite well. Once a week one of us would walk down the hall to their suite. She'd give us a small list of IT honey dos. We'd even get cookies. She did a great job of keeping users under control and appreciated our donation of time and expertise. It was good karma. Then she left the organization. Stupidly, I thought nothing would change. So I go down there a couple weeks later for the usual IT and cookies. Karen is moving offices and needs help moving her computer. Damn it, Jim, I'm a software developer, not a moving company. Goes through my head. Nevertheless, I help unplug everything from her standard desktop-sized workstation. I'm going to need your help carrying everything to your new office. I explain that I'm recovering from surgery and simply cannot carry heavy objects. She's miffed, but helps me get a cart and we move the computer. This is back in the days of heavy, large CRT19 monitors, the ones that weigh close to 50 pounds. There's already an identical monitor, same brand, same size, in the new location. What about the monitor? She says. I've plugged the computer into the monitor that's already in your new office. It's identical. But I want my monitor. She points at the old one. Like I said, I can't carry heavy items. It's easier if you just move all your post-it notes from your old monitor to your new one. That's not my job, she says. That's your job. Move the monitor. And that was the fuck it, I quit moment. I just lost it. Karen, this is very decidedly not my job. I volunteer my time here. I already told you I'm recovering from surgery and I'm not moving a 50lb monitor for the same reason you won't. It's too heavy. You're on your own. I walk out, super pissed. The following morning, I go in again to talk to the executive director. I explain that we can't help with IT anymore. We have to focus on our own business and would not be donating any more time. I offer to send one of my colleagues down just to finish hooking up Karen's computer, but he would not be moving any heavy objects and I'd be happy to recommend an IT consulting company for ongoing support. Of course, they have no choice, so that's what happens. Best part, when my coworker comes back from that last task, he tells me, guess what? I oblige. What? She moved the monitor. I can't believe it. Apparently she figured out a way to haul that 50 pounds monstrosity of a monitor to her new desk. What happened to the monitor that was already there? I ask. It's still there. She asked me to move it to the old office. Now, these old CRT monitors are huge. There's barely enough room on a standard office cube desk for one of them, let alone two. Tell me you didn't move it. I plead. No fucking way, he says. She barely has enough room now on that tiny desk for her beanie babies and telephone. I still get goosebumps at the thought of Karen sitting there with two ginormous monitors on her desk surrounded by her post-it notes and stuffed animals. So, yeah, I have a good appreciation for the folks who have to deal with this stuff on a regular basis. Thank you. Next. Someone needed to change their password while working remotely. They are pressing Ctrl-Alt-Del like normal, but that is trying to change the password on their home computer. $me. Okay, instead of Ctrl-Alt-Del, when in remote desktop press Ctrl-Alt-End. $user. It's still not working. $me. Let me remote into your computer to take a look. Here's the address you need to go to. No, don't search for it. Put it in the address bar. No, you don't need to Google it. You need to put it in the address bar at the top of the screen. 20 minutes later I managed to walk them through going to a website, putting in a session number, and starting the session. After each time I told them to do something there was a plethora of mumbling half sentences without any indication if they were able to do it or what the problem was before actually responding to me. $me. I'm connected now. I press Ctrl-Alt-End. Click change password. They put in their old and new passwords. It works. It was a challenge to remain calm during that. I am not really mad at them though. Part of the issue was that English isn't their first language, and they were being very patient with me as well. Doesn't make it any less frustrating to deal with, but it's the difference between being frustrated with them and frustrated at the situation. But still, it's 2020. How do you not know how to go to a website? Thank you. Next. I'm not tech support, but I maintain a small website for my company. To view some of the content on the website you need to be logged in. Today I got a message from Karen in marketing. Karen, can you give me the credentials for website? I need to log in. Me, if you forgot your password, you can reset it at this link. Send link to password reset page. Karen, can't you just tell me the password? Me, no, I don't know your password. Karen, Don, who used to run the site before you, would tell me. Record scratch. Yeah, well, about that. Don the third-party contractor was an incompetent and stored the passwords in plain text. I have no doubt that he would tell Karen her password if she asked, because there was no other password recovery system. Don had somehow managed to get paid several $$sign for designing a website full of bugs and broken links, with a design that seemed straight from the 90s. I know that in web design companies often get what they pay for, but in this case my company had set a reasonable budget for a small project and hired a local web design company. It's not like they were paying $50 to someone on Fiverr. Unfortunately the marketing dept had commissioned the website, and they are not very tech savvy. Somehow Don convinced them that all issues were due to technical limitations and low time and budget for the project and delivered a website that was pretty much unusable. My boss eventually stepped in, got rid of Don, and I was tasked with fixing the website, which meant pretty much remaking it from scratch. So I deleted the database and the website, remade the website so it looked like an actual thing on the internet from the year 2020, added a password recovery system and all that jazz. And now I have Karen complaining to me because our database is no longer a security liability. Awesome. I walked her through the arcane process of resetting her password. Enter your email, check your mailbox, click the link on the password reset email, and at the end she's like, well, I don't know, this all seems very complicated. Can't you put it back like it used to be? Worst part? You might imagine Karen as an older lady who struggles with technology, but nope, she's a millennial like me. I'm very tired and it's just Tuesday. Thank you. Next. I work for a medium-sized ASC, ambulatory surgical center. We start procedures early, so our check-in desk opens at 5:45 a.m. IT does not open at 5:45 a.m. We have some of our best people opening up, so I rarely get called. This morning however, ME equals me, CI equals check-in, $me, running at about 5% efficiency, yes, $CI, sorry, my scanner is not working and there is a message on my screen. CI computers actually had two scanners, one full-sized and one for driver's licenses and insurance cards. She hadn't told me which one, but it didn't really matter because I didn't have enough brain cells online at this point to deal with it anyway. $me, trying to put together a coherent thought without opening my eyes. What does the error message say? $CI, oh, hang on. They didn't have phones at their desks. She was talking to me from a wall phone mounted behind them. The cord would stretch to their desk though, for just this situation. $CI. Let's see. It says, error, scanner not turned on, $, and, sorry, click, $me, back to blissful unconsciousness, edit, formatting, thank you, next. So I'm not in tech support but I'm decent enough with computers that I'm the go-to guy for my friends and family when they have problems. So that aside, here's my story. My uncle lives on a farm that's still on very old copper wires that were first set up for dial-up internet, so his internet speed is dreadful. Fiber optic cable was being laid down before the lockdown, but it's now been delayed and he is convinced that due to the construction his internet is being blocked. However, there is decent enough data coverage that a phone hosting Wi-Fi will give. Not amazing but much better internet speeds than his internet even before it got worse. His Wi-Fi is 0.5 megabits per second, my phone hosting 5 Mbps. This is what I did if I ever stayed at his house. A key point is that there is good 3G coverage but almost number 4G coverage. He knew that I did this and so asked for some help doing it himself as a temporary solution until the lockdown ends and he gets his new fiber optic. After discussing it with him, we agreed it would be more effective for him to get a separate router that would have its own SIM card. So I find him a router that would do the job and even order a larger antenna to help with the possibility of bad mobile signal, and he sorted out the SIM card for it. Once everything has arrived at his house, we have a video call where I walk him through how to set up the router and attach the antenna. The router could be programmed and set up remotely, so I did that part for him. I immediately noticed that the router wouldn't provide any internet connection when it was set to try and pick up 4G signal, but as even the mobile provider said that the local area had poor 4G reception, this wasn't surprising, and the router had the option to only search for and use 3G networks. So I finish everything and he is very pleased as it's faster than anything he's ever had in his home. Job well done. I bid him goodbye, feeling quite good about myself, and tell him not to change any of the settings cause that could affect its performance. 3 days later I get a call at 9 in the morning. Now I'm a university student and it's a lockdown, so I was peacefully dreaming and the call woke me up. It's my uncle furious that the router has stopped working and he needs to have a conference call. Uncle, this thing is useless, it keeps cutting out and it's far too slow. Me, half asleep. Okay, that's odd. Have you moved it from where you set it up and is the symbol saying it has internet glowing green? Uncle, I haven't moved it. This costs so much and it's not be working. Me, okay, noted. But is the symbol green? Uncle, no, it's flashing white. Me, okay, that means it is searching for signal but can't find it. Have you changed the network settings at all? Uncle, no, I didn't change anything, it's just useless. I then clamber out of bed and log into his router from my computer. I go straight into network settings and see that the router is only searching for 4G networks. Me, it says here that it's searching for 4G signals. I didn't do that. Uncle, yeah, I told it to do that. 4G is faster and I wanted faster internet. Me, so you did change the settings? Uncle, no, that just makes it faster. You were telling it to be slower. Me, no, you told the router to only search for a signal that's not in your area. Uncle, there is signal in my area, my phone is 4G and it never has any problems. Me, pull out your phone and look at the signal bar on it. What does it say next to it? Uncle, 3G. Me, there you go. Thank you. Next. Got a ticket. Then a call right after that from a distressed user, stating that their laptop will not boot up. User /me, user, so, I'm trying to boot up my laptop and it will not boot up. Me, okay, unplug it and hold the power button for 30 seconds and try to turn it back on. User, okay, well now it boots farther than before, but it's giving me an error, something about a critical battery power issue. Me, was it plugged in before? User, yes, it has been on charge all morning. Me, everything is plugged into the laptop all the way, including on the power cord going from the wall to the AC adapter to the laptop. User, yes, it's going from the power strip to the AC adapter, and going to the laptop. Everything is plugged in all the way. Me, is the power strip on? User, yes, well hold on. No, it is. Me, internally, sure, it was. Me, okay, humor me. Plug the power cable into the wall directly. User, okay, hey, it's booting up now. Me. Okay, sounds like your power strip might be going bad. Me internally, or you didn't have the power strip turned on in the first place. User, I'm in now. Thanks. Click. Users are funny that way.